Hello and welcome to this second taste challenge of the day and the last. Had to double up today and Thursday for scheduling reasons. I was going to go at 1:30, but I've decided that it would be more convenient to go at 10:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay. Excuse all these comic book boxes. Where else am I going to put these thousands of books, magazines, comic magazines? Okay. It's bright outside, sunny and dry weather, and a little cool. Say about 68 degrees. It'll get up to about 80 today. Okay, well, this morning, now, we have Ancient Age Preferred Blended Whiskey. Well, okay, I didn't know how long it had been on the market, but I think it's been on the market as long as the bourbon, the two types of bourbon they have, well, three types of bourbon, about 1936. The company will say 46, but they're wrong, and I can demonstrate that. Sorry, but it's true. Nice little filigree label. I can feel it. I can feel the writing. Black, gold, red, and the linen, like a linen color, linen ecro linen. Aged at least 4 years, 80 proof, blended at an 80-20 ratio. This one says blended and bottled by Ancient Age Distilling of Frankfort, Kentucky. Yeah, right. In other words, Buffalo Trace, because that's the distillery. Okay, there is no Ancient Age Distillery. Let's see here. 20% straight Kentucky whiskey, 80% spirits distilled from the finest grains, which is almost certainly corn. And then the website is www.bourbonwhiskey.com. And I think if we type that in, it'll bring up Great Bourbon. Let's see. Because I think it's routing you from an older website. Great Bourbon, Bourbon Whiskey, bourbonwhiskey.com. Yep, takes you to Great Bourbon. Great Bourbon doesn't even talk about this product. In fact, the Sazerac.com website doesn't even list this. It's one of those hidden brands. Oh, they list Ancient Age. You probably might be familiar with Ancient Age. It's in that same design as the McAfee's Old No. 8 and a bunch of other whiskeys. Ancient Age, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which is also black, gold, red, and the ecro linen. But the ecro linen is the main color here. It's a background color. All right. 82 years on the market. This one's aged 3 years, but this is 4 years or more. They might be using an Ancient Age 10-star for this because it's got longer age, so that it might give it a more of a flavor since it's only 20% straight whiskey, 80% grain neutral spirit. So they might be putting the Ancient Age 10-star. Okay. And we're going up against, we got to play this out, Royale Club Blended Whiskey from Bardstown, Kentucky and Los Angeles, California. County Line Distillers. In other words, Sazerac. Formerly Barton Brands at LA, California, and Bardstown, Kentucky. All right. This is not sold in Louisiana to my knowledge. I could call that number. They could tell me it might be. I just don't. I've never seen it. RC, Royale Club. Couldn't find any date information. It might have been on the market 80 years. It might have been on the market 10 years or 5. I don't know. I get the feeling it's a real old brand, though. It's just real old and obscure. Ancient Age is old and not as obscure. People know about it. I had never seen the Preferred until last year when I was in Fort Stockton, Texas at a liquor store. I said, Preferred? What is this? And I almost bought it. but I didn't like the price. They seemed kind of high out there on their prices, so I said, I better wait. Who knows what could show up in Louisiana? Guess what showed up in Louisiana later that year, 2017? I saw this at BenQ Liquors in Baton Rouge on Louisiana Highway 428. Perkins Road. I said, look at this. I bought it. It's $8.99. Now, it's cheaper here because you can get, that's 750 milliliters. You can get a 1,750 milliliters for $18.99. So let's see. Let's see how that works out. Let's see. No, you could probably get a $17.99 in some places. Let's say $17.99 divided by 1,750 times 750. $7.71 for the 750 bottle. Okay. But man, you can get straight bourbon whiskeys around here for $11.99. That's $5.14 for a regular bottle of bourbon whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey. Now, is it any good? I don't know. I'd never tried any of those for $11.99. I'm trying to avoid the plastic bottles. Okay. They're both amber. This one here on the right seems more amber, and this one seems more gold. Royale Club. Keep trying to say Royal Crown, like RC Cola. Okay. Are they going to be different from each other? They might be slightly different. Is it going to be a major difference? I don't think so. I'd be surprised if it would be. Round and round we go. Where we stop, we do know on this desk here, this office desk, big old desk, leather topped desk, probably from like the 1940s or 1930s. Metal desk, lots of drawers. You'd be glad you don't have to move it. I moved it in this room 26 years ago and it stayed right here. It was hell just to move it over a little bit to adjust some carpet and rugs. Oh man, this thing here is incredible. Okay, got it well mixed. Don't know which is which. Not going to look because of the slight coloration difference. Now they say, we proudly display for your recognition our crest of excellence. Its presence is your assurance of a superior blend of whiskeys. En grand seigneur, a grand signal. So there you go. See now. Do you think these people would lie? They're telling you right now it's a guarantee of superior whiskeys. Superior. That, you know what superior means? Better than the rest. Amazingly, but for only $1.99. Ancient Age preferred. This is preferred. Now, who prefers it? I don't know, but I see it at the store now for the last 8 months. So somebody's preferring it. Tyler says, I'm watching for 5 or 10 minutes before work. Okay, Tyler, good to see you. I know you think I'm trying to ditch you. You might think I'm trying to. You're pretty level-headed. I'm not trying to ditch your Friday hangouts. Just something keeps coming up. But I'm going to join. If I didn't have these different things going on, I would join. Jacob Miller. Whoa, how did you get free beer from China? I am jealous. Well, I don't want to get into that story, but somebody said I could have it, so I took it. It was given to me. Wasn't some theft or anything. It was, let's call it a complimentary sample, and we'll leave it at that. Smiley face, he said. And I'm not going to turn down a complimentary sample, and neither would you or anybody else watching this, I'm sure. And I said in the video that it was given to me, and it was just like I thought it was going to be, whether I had paid or not paid. Same old Shiner stuff, right? Kind of, what did I say in the video? I don't want to use the word dull, so I'll say mellow, mild, and low profile, as though there's a big difference. Typical Shiner product. Tyler, can't wait to have you back on the examination series on Friday. Welcome back to Any Friday. We have streamed every Friday as of 2018. of 2018. Yeah, I honestly, I would join every time, but just things come up. See, I'm not like some people that do hangouts, like they might decide they don't like you or something, and then they'll try to make up lies, you know. Oh, I wasn't able to do it. Oh, and then you know they're lying. It's like, why can't you just tell? If you told me I don't like you, I don't want to hang out with you anymore, I would say, okay, well, it's a bad thing you're telling me, but at least you're telling me the truth. Don't lie. I can't stand people lying about things like that. I would just tell the truth. I would say, I don't like your political position, so I'm not going to hang out with you. I mean, actually, I would never say that because I don't care about people's political positions. We're doing beer. That's what I'm worried about. What do you think about the beer? I'm not saying, oh, you know, on Facebook, he said something about the Croatians and it really upset me. I don't care, you know. I don't have time for all that. So what I'm telling Tyler is the absolute truth. If you did it on another night that, well, I mean, Friday is a good night. It's just that the last few have not been because of previous things, you see. They're about the same, but this one, now I got the last one confused, remember? Got it confused. Barton and Royale Club, I couldn't tell them apart. Maybe this one here has more wood. And maybe this one has more dried flowers, but honestly, I don't really know. Let's go through the aroma profile real fast. It's wood, but it's like used wood. You know, I know, and the American people know that they're not aging the grain neutral spirits in. They're not aging it at all. They might store it in a wood vessel. Apparently, that's the requirement. But how long are they storing it? A day, a week, a month at the most? This stuff is, the turnover is like constant, okay? They're only buying the grain neutral spirit as a bulk item. There's no purpose to store it. They're taking straight whiskey. Now, that's been aged in these two cases for at least 4 years. So that's why you're getting that background wood char, but it's a very background note. Would appeal to some people. A bourbon aficionado, people that love bourbon, they would be offended by that because they say, no, when I drink bourbon, I want the strong notes, the char, the wood. You know, they want that heavy note. But some people don't like that, you know. Smells good. I mean, you know, like kind of like the Shiner, just it's mild or dull. Now this one does have more honey and nectar. Oh, it's definitely got more caramel. And it's got that ancient age sourdough thing going. No joke. I mean, I'm serious. Ancient age is a sourdough bourbon, and people say that sourdough doesn't matter. It's just a production thing, but I find it matters. You can pick up that sourdough bread aspect. And this has it. So I already think that's ancient age, and that's Royale Club. Time will tell. Taste. Definite wood, and the flavor generally associated, you know, with whiskey. Dried flowers, some sweetness, sugar, right? Like say light brown sugar, okay. Candied fruit, fruit, those kind of typical things. The wood, the char is so minimal, but it's there, but it's minimal. It's there, but it's minimal. It's there. It's there. All right, next. All of that, but more. Oh, what do you mean? More wood, more char, yeah, candied fruit, cake fruit, the dried flowers and all that. More sweetness, sourdough. It tastes like the ancient age straight bourbon whiskey. Let me tell you what I'm not. All right. They don't have that strong corn grits thing that you get with the bourbon. Do they have corn? Well, yeah, because these two items are almost totally corn. Do they have barley malt in them? Yeah, but it's a small percentage. Do they have rye? Yeah, but it's a small percentage. Okay, and I mean a really small percentage, because they're only 20% at the max. They're 20% straight bourbon. Yeah, it's bourbon. You know they're using bourbon because that's what this company makes mostly. Straight bourbon whiskey, but it's 80% grain neutral spirits, which is white lightning. What do you call it? What do they call that stuff? Moonshine. It's funny that people will go and buy moonshine, like, and they'll pay $30, $25, $30, $18, $25, $30. And it's like in a mason jar, and they say, oh, I bought moonshine. And they're all proud of it. And I was like, well, that's not a value. You just bought like a product that wasn't barrel aged. That's what bourbon started as, moonshine, and then they would ship it down the Mississippi River in the charred barrels, and then it would turn brown over those really only a few months coming down the river. And then people wanted, they call it that red liquor because it's reddish brown, you know, and that started the whole bourbon thing from Kentucky. Okay, that's the story of it. But, you know, if they're doing illegal stuff out in Kentucky and Tennessee, they don't have time to age it. They're on the run from the feds, from the G men, you know, the government men. So they distill it. It's there. They cut it or they don't cut it. And then it's Everclear, right? Or what's the other stuff? I was saying Diablo. It's not Diablo. It's the stuff Sazerac makes. Diesel, that's what it's called, diesel. All right, you could make bourbon with Everclear, but why would you when you could save money and just go buy some? Okay, and by the way, no, bourbon does not have to be aged 2 years to be a bourbon. You can age it literally 2 hours and say it's bourbon. You could age it 2 minutes and say it's bourbon. Just put it in the barrel and say, okay, it's aged. I let it age. That's a period of time. It would be clear. I mean, nobody would buy it, but it just wouldn't be straight bourbon, okay? You just, as long as you put it in a charred oak barrel that has never before been used. In other words, a new charred oak barrel, then it's bourbon. So the requirements for bourbon are strict, but they're actually not that strict. If you read carefully, there's a lot of wiggle room in it. I don't know who's going to go buy clear bourbon, though. Remember clear Pepsi? You know how many people wanted to buy Pepsi that was clear without the caramel color? Not a lot of people. It was the same thing. They just didn't have the coloring. Bourbon can't have coloring added, by the way. You know, these are kind of like the same. Once again, that good rule, shop price. But I got to say, the one on the left is a little more tangy and a little more, you know what I mean? Like a little more harsh. It's got some little rough aspects to it. It's a little rough around the edges, which makes me think it's Royale Club. Royale Club seems to have a little, now Jack Daniel's drinker might like it because it's got that harshness. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say harsh? I meant to say bold. Excuse me. They well jumped my case on that tour. The guy said, wait, Jack Daniels is not harsh. We use the term bold. I said, right, excuse me. I like when you talk about the guidelines of whiskey or bourbon. Always good to know, as most people do not know that info, says Tyler. I like to talk about it too, and I'm glad you like it because I love to study those things, you know, like what makes something a thing, you know. There's some terms that are very strict, like bourbon. That's a strict legal term, okay? Other terms like preferred or premium or handcrafted or craft beer, they are meaningless legal terms. You can't go to court on that. They have no legal meaning. They're what the government calls marketing terms, generalized marketing terms, glittering generalities. Okay, they have no true meaning. Just to let you know. It's like Rockdale Light. You know, Rockdale Classic premium beer. Yeah, premium. Sure, it's premium. All right. I think this is Royale Club. Let me call it, but I'm a little nervous about it. But I got it. You see, I'm starting to get the taste of it. I didn't say I like the taste necessarily, but I'm starting to get the taste. And the taste is it's got a little bite to it. Now, hey, if you like the bite, this could be right on a certain night. If you want to fight, it probably would make you fight. All right, so Royale Club. You might say there's nothing but a bunch of old drunks that drink that. Okay. But maybe they enjoy it. Ancient Age has a little bit, tiny bit more character. And I think it is preferred, and it does cost more. You know, it's about $1 or $2 more per bottle. And there's a reason, because it is honestly a little better. So this is the first loss for Royale Club. Well, I can't strike out now because there's only like 2 other, well, down the line, I'll have some more blendeds coming in. But, you know, it's doing okay. It's a lot better than I thought. I thought it was going to like be the worst ever, but it's not. Now, the Ancient Age Kentucky Straight, let me just smell it. I ain't going to drink it. I'm not going to, but I'm going to smell it. Oh, yeah, I mean, the bourbons have such a different aroma. The Whiskey Scout says, hey, Ron. Hey, Whiskey Scout. Now, look. If you want to join us for Canadian Leaf, I haven't checked my emails lately. You can join us. But I was reluctant to send you that because I thought he might roll his eyes at me and think, why are you inviting me to such a low-grade product? John and Neely wanted to examine it. And you know me, like a heroin addict can't resist smack. I can't resist an examination. That's my weakness. I'm sorry, I'm weak. I'm tempted to drink it, but I'm not because I got to finish off that Barton, very old Barton. And I want to finish it very quickly because I don't really like it. It's so dull. So let me sniff this. Yeah, it's just pay the $2. Don't be a cheapskate, man. This is $10.99 and this is $8.99. And you know what? Pay the $2. Yeah, it has more corn grits taste. Yeah, you can whine and cry about it like I do, like a big baby. But come on. You know straight bourbon is better than blended whiskey. I mean, this stuff smells like really nice stuff. And this is not really the really nice stuff. This is kind of like the average to below average stuff. But it's pretty nice. I mean, hey, we had some good times with Ancient Age, as we'll testify by the bottle, the residuals. This is, it's okay. It does have wood. It does have some char. It does have some character. It just doesn't have nothing like, you know, it's nothing like the pure stuff. Okay, well, anyway, all right, as we close this out, what do we have coming up next? I'll show you. Now, some people are going to say this man is he's so fixated on the worst stuff. I'm not fixated on it. I'm just having fun with it. Like Whiskey Scout says, I'm not sure it is available here. We'll have to go see if it's at the store this afternoon. Well, you can call the number. They'll tell you on the phone. You can save yourself a trip. Like literally, if you call this number, they'll tell you in like a minute. Here's the number. 1-866-729-3722. I'll repeat it. 1-866-729-3722. Call them and say, I live in such and such place. Curious to see if Canadian Leaf is sold in my area. They'll tell you because they've told me things, yes or no. Really helpful. And you're welcome to join, of course. Everyone's welcome to join. We don't exclude. This channel doesn't exclude people, except unless you have technical problems, like your system doesn't work and all we hear is like, you know, and you can't get a handle on echo and stuff like that. Or you're nutty and you don't stop talking or whatever and don't let other people talk. Like with Moses, he could have stayed. He said, "You're kicking me out." It wasn't about that. He wasn't letting people take their turn. So this wasn't personal. I didn't know Moses's political beliefs, and neither did I care. All right, so what's coming up? Thursday, I think, we're going to do Heaven Hill. Oh, boy, this is a 3-year aged. Thanks, will do, says the Whiskey Scout. Okay, you're welcome. And as for anybody, call that number anywhere in America, they'll tell you. Heaven Hill, this has that doctor's office aroma, you know what I mean? I cut my leg, I'm at the doctor's office. I need antiseptic. We've got it. And then Seagram's 7. We're going to round it out with Seagram's 7. Whoa, brown bottle. This is aged at least 4 years, and it might be like 6 years. No joke. Oh, yeah, that smells way better. If I'm looking to buy a blended whiskey, and honestly, I wouldn't really be looking to buy that. Although when I see these things, I can't pass them up. But if I was, for some whatever reason, looking to buy a blended whiskey, it would be Seagram's. To me, they're like the best. And I'm entirely serious. It's something about it. It's like just a higher production value. It is a higher percentage of pure whiskey also. And one more thing. People keep saying Kessler, 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 Kessler. Yeah, I have that ready to roll. It's coming up soon. It is the second best-selling blended whiskey in America. So there's got to be a reason. And I'm sure it isn't just price. People must like it. Seagram's is the #1, obviously. You're not going to go to any place that does not have Seagram's. You know, they're going to have it. All right, so this kind of worked out like I predicted. I thought that Ancient Age would win by a little bit, and it did. I thought it would be a little bit better, not appreciably better, but a little better, and it was. So that's that. A lot of excitement there for me. You might laugh, but you know, it's cool. But anyway, so onward and upward. Thursday, and then well, get ready, because in about a week, we're going back to Canada, people. We're going back to Canada with a rather famous Canadian brand. Now, I don't have the preferred blend. I just got like the regular blend, but you're going to see, I hope you're as excited as I am, because I'm really excited about this thing that I found in a very obscure place. So we're going back to Canada in about a week. Woo! I can't wait to crack that thing open. Mamma mia. Thanks for watching this video production.